Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. First of all, I would like to say that this is not a video on teaching English as a foreign language. This is a cultural video which includes religion, history, and mythology. In 2011, I made a short visit to London. It was part of a family visit which lasted from June to August. I wish I could have stayed there a little bit longer, but unfortunately, this was impossible. I had to be back to Turkey for my job. During my stay in London, one of the places I popped down was British Museum. You know, it is the most famous museum in the world. It's also definitely one of the must-see places while being in London. The entrance is free, which is also a good thing too. Once you get in the museum, you have the opportunity to see thousands of historical artifacts found or excavated in different parts of the world. South America, North America, Africa, Asia, and Middle East. In the museum, one thing that mostly attracted my attention was the basalt stela, or Stela, British English, American English, which depicts the Kommagene'Ni king Antiochus I shaking hands with the god Heracles. As a person coming from the town of Adıyaman, Turkey, I know that in this city there are a few stelas of this kind. One is found in the town of Gerger. One is located on the top of Mount Nemrut. It is located on the western terrace of the tumulus. And one is located in Arsemia, which is known as the summer capital of Kommagene'Ni. The one in Arsemia has been well preserved until today. But unfortunately, some evil incarnated people have broken the genital organ of Heracles. This is a worrying and horrible thing caused by ignorant people. On the relief, the reason why King Antiochus is shaking hands with God is he symbolically expressed his love and gratitude for gods. And he also symbolically expressed that his kingdom was a grant by God. When you carefully examine the relief, you will see that Heracles is carrying a kind of stick, which is also called lobut. This has reminded me a well-known Turkish expression, Allah'ın sopası yok ki, literally meaning God, or its Arabic version Allah, has no stick. This expression is used by Turkish people when they are angry with someone who they think does a bad thing. Of course, God does not have a stick, but ironically, in ancient times, Heracles had that stick. Now, we are back to the stela. In the museum, this stela, which has been on display for more than a century, has also got introductory information. Now it has appeared on the screen. Now I'm going to read it with a few explanations. This shows the Kommagene'Ni king Antiochus I, about 69-30 before Christ, greeting the god Vereduragna Heracles Ares at his equal. Here I would like to draw your attention. For one god, you see three different names: Heracles, Ares, and Vereduragnets. Here on this relief, you see the god of power. He is called Heracles, or sometimes Hercule. His equal is Ares. In the world of Hellenes, Ares is the god of war. And his equal is Vereduragnets. In the mythology of Iran, Persia, he is the god of fire and victory. The reason why Kommagene'Ni kings addressed gods together with their names in three different languages is political. If this is the correct information, this is a very reasonable policy for the unity and sovereignty of the kingdom. The style of dress of Antiochus is related to contemporary Parthian fashion, whereas the nudity of the god is in Greek style and the inscription is in Greek. Antiochus ruled the kingdom of Kommagene'Ni, and his dynasty claimed descent both from Achaemenid royalty and the Seleucid successors of Alexander of Macedon. In my previous video, I told about this. Antiochus claims that his maternal side is descended from the Macedonian king Alexander the Great, and his father is descended from the Persian king Darius I. Meanwhile, Kommagene'Ni was initially the northernmost state of the Seleucid Empire. The family was also connected through marriage with the Parthian royal family. However, in later years, this marriage caused a lot of trouble. Antiochus' daughter and her children were killed by the brother of Antiochus' son-in-law. Even Antiochus himself was killed by the same person. Let's continue to read the text. Their kingdom lay in what's now southeast Turkey, but close to the ancient frontier between Parthia and Rome. Yes, it was actually a buffer state, squeezed between the two rival empires, the Roman Empire in the west and the Parthian kingdom in the east. This stela was found in a village in the 1900s where it was being reused as an oil press, which explains the hole through the middle. 1st century BC, Samsat, Turkey. The hole in the middle implies that villagers used the stela for the production of sunflower oil or olive oil. Of course, it's pointless to accuse people who used the stela for wrong purposes. At that time, most people were unfortunately not conscious enough to preserve historical artifacts. In the text, you have seen the year 1900. Early 1900s is the date when lots of archaeological excavations and researches were carried out. However, before and after this date, world-famous archaeologists Otto Pusztai, Karl Humann, Osman Hamdi Bey, you see their photographs on the screen, Karl Dörner, and Teresa Goel carried out a lot of archaeological excavations and researches on the archaeological site of Mount Nemrut. Teresa Goel loved Mount Nemrut so much that she, in her will, wanted her body to be cremated and her ashes to be scattered from the summit of the tumulus. After she died, her will was fulfilled by the people she had worked with. Yes, guys, that's all. I hope you have enjoyed it. Thanks for listening and watching. Hope to see you again for another video. Take care. Bye.